exciting time to be alive where the Black is Tech Week. Have you been enjoying it?
Yes!
So today we have an amazing panel I'd like to introduce to you. The title is Bridging Human and Machine, AI's Impact on Workplace Community. This insightful session is to help you explore how artificial intelligence is transforming workplace dynamics for women. And we have great leaders from Technologists, IBM, Lithium Power, Collimation, C-Live Different Media, and Sanicle that will be discussing the intersection of AI with digital entertainment, gaming, AR, VR, and EdTech. So we go right to it to let you also know that when we say women and female, we embrace all menstruating people, gender non-conforming, and LGBTQ identified individuals. So good afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to the Bridging Human and Machine AI Impact on Workplace Community panel at Black is Tech Week. My name is Chaste, Inegbedion. I happen to be the Chief Human Officer at Sanicle.cloud. So today is our own version of our own Grammy and Olympics. I'm also excited to be able to take this same conversation to the city of Montpellier in France earlier this year, thanks to the ITP Foundation, and also to the UN Civil Society Conference in Nairobi. So I'd like us to delve into so I can introduce our amazing speaker. But for some housekeeping and support, please try to record this, share and tag people on LinkedIn so that we can all follow this conversation. Because it's good that you'll have the opportunity to be here so that we can share it to the world. And we're Mohammed, Brand Cultivating Strategist at C-Live Different Media, a TEDx speaker, also an outgoing CEO at Sanicle.cloud. Zaakirah empowers diverse narratives through branding and storytelling, overcoming unique challenges as a deafblind cancer survivor. Our commitment to inclusivity makes her an inspiring panelist who will share our PCOS story and the compelling value Sanicle product offers to employers. Welcome, Zaakirah.
How many of you know what PCOS is? I'm gonna start there. Polycystic ovarian syndrome affects 1 in 10 women. So that can include symptoms like a divorce, irregular menstrual cycles, and lots of facial hair, or hair everywhere else. So prior to the pandemic, before I went all in into entrepreneurship, I chose to work a couple of retail jobs. And so another one of the symptoms is extreme fatigue. So there'll be some weeks where I am extremely productive, some weeks where I am extremely tired. And instead of my boss is trying to ask what's going on, how can I help you, I get chastised and belittled. And the further I got into my role, especially being the former interim CEO and CFO at Sanicle, the more I realized a lot of women who menstruate have the same issue. Being belittled, not being understood, not being seen, not being heard. So once I was able to have those conversations with Sanicle events, I realized, okay, there is a problem that needs to be solved here. Women still need to be seen and heard and understood. And in order for the inclusivity, and even though they're breaking down all the DEI walls right now, people still need to be heard. And that's just for both genders. Although it's menstruators, the men are the ones who are the bosses. The men are the ones who are the decision makers. And I believe that PCOS is just one aspect. There's so many other irregular periods, symptoms going on that I know people should be able to understand.
Thanks so much, Zaakirah. And one of the things that you will also hear Zaakirah spoke about is, it's so interesting that you think this is just a women-led conversation, but you're excited to know that watching the man who will be talking about this. When I started my journey around menstrual health, the conversation was just to leave issues around genital female mutilations, ending rape issues. But the question was like, why are you so passionate about women? Why do you like to speak about women's health issues? And I was just scrolling through Twitter, now X, and it was like, if only sanitary pads was free or cheaper, like it was a gender war that was about to happen, if only the periods, meaning ours will be raining down from the skies. Why is tampon taxed and Viagra is not, and why is condom shared for free and sanitary pads shared for free. It was a conversation that I thought was only happening in developing countries like my own country, Nigeria. But I saw that it was not just in Nigeria, but even in the United States, and even in Sweden and a couple of other major global organizations. We're taking advocacy work seriously, and we wanted to change that. We wanted to make sure there were events, there were conversations. How do even husbands help their spouses? How do fathers have that conversations with their daughters? Also, the so-called the period passport, to be able to at least provide those conversations and provide that information. Then when we created Sanicle.cloud, we wanted to also be able to pivot into the workplace because we saw the conversations were more than the issues at hand. We saw women who were complaining that, oh, if I was not interested in having maternal care, maybe I'm not ready to get the child, or I don't have a pet, or I'm not interested in dental care. How do my employer show such concern to be able to provide me the resources, assets, that time of the month that I am very active to? So if you've seen this panelist today, we're having that conversation to be able to also bridge that woman connection and AI, and also see how much more employers can do in the workplace. So my next question will be pushed around endometriosis, early bleeding, and all. How do you think AI-driven solution can support menstrual health conversation in the workplace, most especially in community? You know, women want to be able to have this conversation with themselves, even if it's anonymously. You know, how do they deal with this? What are the own kind of remedy? Do you think AI can play a great role to promoting inclusivity? Because you see, employers are saying, okay, let's support people on the syndrome, autistic people. How do you think even cancer survivors, deafblind, minority people, like we're at the Healthtech conference, do you think AI can help?
Yeah, I think what we need to remember is AI gets trained by humans first, right? It takes the conversation that humans have had or have wanted to have, and then train that into the resources that both employees and men and women, all genders, to understand and get the answer to the questions first. So you got to bring the human into the AI first by training the AI and then being able to articulate and personalize the resources, because one side does not fit all when it comes to the benefits, the accommodations, to what certain employees need. Some employees or women or men need more time off, or they just need a lighter workload. So it's just a matter of listening first to be more inclusive and then train AI.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And if you're just joining us, we're still at the Bridging AI and Human conversation for workplace and communities. And I have an exciting person also. Next is Community Drive, Inclusivity, Branding and Storytelling, which is a company at Different Media. I remember you've been able to shape narrative around why employers should support employees dealing with menstrual regulation, PCOS, fibers, and also you've been able to use some wellness tools like Flow and Health in you. What would you say can help to influence this approach to promote inclusivity?
So both Bello and Healthtech are community-based. So before they even integrated AI, they had like a sufficient membership channel. So they had a specific audience, people who menstruate, period. Not pun intended. And so they basically have people who want to have that conversation, who want to already track their menstrual cycle, share it with their significant others, share it with their doctor. So taking all that information and also factoring in the marginalized community. So once they were able to do that, and now it's just an automatic, workflow, just like what we're doing, to make it automatic so that it's personalized and seamless for everyone. And the more that, we use it, the more it's actually going to be more beneficial and more talked about.
Thank you so much, Zaakirah.